Marysville High School offers a class called Family Health and Wellness taught by Mr. Biewer. Today we have Mr. Biewer to answer a few questions about the unit involving the Realcare baby. Mr. Biewer, what made you want to include the Realcare baby unit in this class?
It was one of those things I think I took over the class about 11 years ago, and the prior teacher, Mrs. Vina, started with them, and the kids enjoyed them. When I first started the class, I took it over, I decided not to do them, and the kids just absolutely were upset that we didn't do it that semester. So then on, I kept doing them, and it's just a great experience for the kids to go through and see what being a parent is all about.
We also asked Mr. Biewer what he intended to teach students through the use of the babies.
You know, the experience of, being a parent and providing for another human being, and the idea of putting yourself second and your child first, having to change your obligations for the betterment of the child. And your schedule has to go around the child's schedule, which is not an easy thing to do for a high school student.
He also tells us how long he's had the Realcare babies, as well as if you're required to take the baby home with you if you take the class.
We've had it for, like I said, the last 11 years. I think we've been doing it in my class. It is not a requirement. There's an alternative project where students, if they choose not to take the baby home, they can do a research project where they interview other parents and research articles about proper parenting techniques and those types of things.
What type of feedback do you receive from your students? Do they consider the experience with the baby realistic?
Some of it, I think that they struggle at times, like at night when they have a feeding and the feeding takes too long and they get upset about that. And the times that, it goes off a lot, and I think sometimes the students feel like a child really wouldn't do that. And again, it's mixed up, and it's just the care for it. There's a little bit more emotion that goes on with caring for a real baby. But I think the realistic, they come back to school and sometimes they're a little upset, a little tired, just because the child kept them up a long time. So I think that's a pretty realistic approach. And so sometimes they don't necessarily like it all the time, but it is a good experience for them.
Mr. Biewer, will you continue to use the Realcare babies in the future?
I do. I think that the students like it, they enjoy it. I think it's a great experience for them to go through. So my plan is to keep doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Biewer, for coming in and sharing. Next, I asked a few students that have taken Family Health and Wellness a few questions about their experience. How was your overall experience with the Realcare baby?
The overall experience with the baby was actually pretty good. It was just a good experience knowing that you don't get to go to bed every night and sleep through the night like you normally would when you have a baby. It wakes you up a lot, and it really gives you a good experience of what parenthood will be like.
Well, it wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. It was stressful trying to take care of it in the night, but it wasn't too bad.
What was something that you disliked about the project?
The only thing I disliked about the project was the baby waking you up in the middle of the night. It wasn't very fun.
I did not like having to get up in the middle of the night trying to take care of the baby. It just kind of freaked me out when it started crying, and I didn't like having to get up that early, so.
Do you think that the Realcare baby had offered you a realistic experience in parenting?
Yes, I do think it was very helpful. It taught me how to parent. It taught me how to know when to feed the baby or rock the baby. I thought it was very useful.
Would you recommend taking the baby home during this unit in Family Health and Wellness?
I would recommend other students take this class. It's very useful. It gives you a lot of good information about what adulthood will be like, and it teaches you a lot.
I would recommend other students to take this class. It really helped me to know how to take care of children and what children need. So it really helped me know what being a parent is all about.
We appreciate Corbin, Brian, and Mr. Biewer for coming in. I'm Mariah for M6, your hometown station.